All right. Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and good day to all the folks who have joined from all across the world for our first Zeebu community live. We are extremely excited, happy, and thrilled with the opportunity to talk to all of you. I am Raghav. I'm the co-founder and chief marketing officer of Zeebu. I have my other two co-founders as well on this call. I have Raj Brahmabat, who is our founder and CEO, and I have Keshav Pandya, who is the co-founder and COO. Let me take a quick 2 minutes to introduce my founders and co-founders, and then what we do and where we are. As I said, we are super thrilled. Community is at the heart of everything that we do at Zeebu, and we are super excited and looking forward to what's going to happen and what we have in the store. Um, I have Raj. Raj is our founder and CEO. You guys have already seen, heard him across many AMAs and Twitter spaces. This is an exclusive community only event, so we are thrilled. Raj comes with a very, very strong financial engineering background. Raj is responsible for driving the setting and driving the strategy for Zeebu as an organization. Whatever you have seen in terms of the growth, in terms of strategy, in terms of some of the big moves and announcements that we have done across all our events in Token 2049 and others are brainchild of Raj strategic thinking. He is also responsible to oversee the day-to-day strategic operations, legal and finance. All of that reports into him, and that's Raj for you. I have up next Keshav Pandya, our super enthusiastic other co-founder who is the technology and business brain behind Zeebu today. Keshav is a serial entrepreneur, has built multiple technology companies, exchanges, many token stories, and before joining and before starting Zeebu, he was one of the stalwart blockchain folks in India. You might have heard him in many popular AMAs that we hosted and Twitter Spaces. He is also an in-demand speaker about blockchain, Web3 technology, and other areas. So that's the team Zeebu for all of you. Once again, thank you so much. I would not take much time. We would delve directly into the questions and let's get started. We are ready to take the questions, Ashley. Okay. The first question: what are the upcoming milestones or development that the CEO is particularly excited about? Raj.
Sure, absolutely. So, as you've heard on other platforms that you might have joined us on, and even for our new joiners in the community today, I'm going to give maybe a quick background on the project, quick background on the team, inception, right? And then jump right into roadmap and milestones. So, um, the telecom industry has always been a key component in connecting users around the world, companies, enabling people to do day-to-day communications and helping businesses run efficiently, right? And one of the key component of that process is telecom carriers. These are wholesale B2B operating businesses that transfer voice, data, and SMS globally, right? So let's take AT&T and Vodafone. AT&T is based in the US. Vodafone is based in the UK. Both of those are cell phone providers, right? Those would be your general operators. Now, what telecom carriers do is they transfer all of that those voice data and SMS transactions globally uh, for those two operators. In an example, so at Zeebu, what we did was we created a payment settlements platform, wherein we could make their payments much more efficient. Because one of the core discrepancies that we noticed was international wire payments were taking up to 96 hours in emerged markets and even 16 days in unemerged markets. Um, the core issue in the unemerged markets was that the stable currencies, which are the USD, the euro, the Singapore dollar, and the Hong Kong dollar, uh, there was a lack of availability for those, right? And that, along with capital controls, um, slowed down transactions dramatically, which puts these telecom carriers into a liquidity crunch. So, with the Zeebu payment platform, we can do those transactions in anywhere between 3 to 7 minutes, which is incredible, right? Because now, since they're rendering these services real time, they can also do their payments real time. Now, going back to the question, as of now, we're doing all of our settlements on the blockchain, utilizing the Zeebu native utility token, right? But one of the core needs that we identified was to also provide settlement accounts for our users, which is why Zeebu Neobank is being positioned in order to take care of the entire financial suite, everywhere from cash management, lending, credit, and even payments, right? And all of the money rails are being built on blockchain using the Zebu token.
Cool. Raj, the next question is a quick overview about Zeebu and its mission. What is the mission of Zeebu in the telecommunication carrier industry?
Right. Absolutely. So, to be very honest, Zebu's core mission is to provide its ecosystem and its users efficient user experiences. Right. So, as we target the telecom sector in the beginning of our roadmap, and as a core part of our roadmap, the idea is to bring back efficiency and make uh, all transactions and settlements real time, just as the services are rendered real time. Right. Um, so, Zebu's core belief is along the lines of uh, bringing value transfer, store of value, the blockchain and fintech ecosystem. And the Zebu token is this catalyst that utilizes blockchain and fintech in order to create a creative loyalty and reward system driven by user groups and its community.
Perfect. Perfect. The next question is what technologies does Zeebu utilize to achieve its goal within the telecom carrier industry?
What was that, Raghav? Sorry.
Basically, elaborate a little bit about the technology that Zeebu utilizes to achieve its goals in the telecom industry.
So as of now, we've kept it very, very lean, right? Our native utility token is built on Ethereum mainnet, and part of the supply is fixed Binance Smart Chain, right? Reasoning
Yeah.
behind this is Ethereum is the most widely used blockchain, easy integrations, easy transfer, and especially with Ethereum 2.0, it's gotten much more efficient, right? Now, we peg a certain amount of it to Binance Smart Chain simply due to the cost efficiency and the speed, right? Um, our core architecture uh, is fully compliant with all security rules. Sorry, it's been reviewed by SecOps, and as of now, we are providing only value transfer mechanisms. But soon, we're going to come out with store of values, settlement accounts, and maybe even our own stablecoin.
Perfect. Um, let's take the next question. The next one says, can you um, Explain Zeebu in simple terms. What is its ultimate impact? Ultimate impact of Zeebu.
The ultimate impact of Zeebu is to make So the ultimate impact of Zeebu is to lower transaction costs, increase transaction speed, and streamline telecom carrier businesses. Right now, along with that, as we position ourselves as a neobank, um, along with that, as we position ourselves as a neobank, uh, a core component is also going to become on the fiat side, right? And how traditional fiat settlement accounts interact with the blockchain.
Perfect. Perfect. Next question is from Pragya Agarwal. She says, "What plans does Zeebu have in the real world assets landscape? Landscape.
What was that? Sorry.
The what are our plans in the real world asset landscape, Raj? RWA.
Right. That's a very interesting topic, Raghav. I mean, there's people have been trying to interact with RWAs properly for a little while now, right? Anywhere from tokenization of real estate, art and collectibles, even going to supply chain management for provenance tracking, including smart contracts for automating payments and transactions, agriculture in order to increase the supply chain transparency, or even tokenization of crops, right? Because certain crops can yield good returns over time. And the same with renewable energy and commodities trading, right? So the one positive effect of RWAs is that it can provide some clarity compared to traditional utility tokens, because the general route with RWAs has been either to go with a DAO structure or registered as proper security. Um, Now, Zeebu's plans with RWAs moving forward is more along the lines of what we are trying to do with Zeebu Club, right? Where we will provide exclusive access to the community to events, goods, and products at a comparatively discounted rate, and which is simply enabled by the efficiency of our event team and the community participation.
Perfect. Perfect. That's great. Um, the next question is, what are the blockchain smart contract standards that are used in Zeebu? Should I take this up, Raj?
Yeah, sure, absolutely, Raghav.
Yeah. So basically, at Zeebu, we kind of adhering to all the standard industry practices and industry standards. But just to name a few, we are fully compliant with standard. Some of the standard smart contract compliances like Open Zipline, ERC20, and also BEP20. We are constantly also being audited, and we also have an in-house compliance team and a smart contracts team that is constantly working on newer standards and applicability of the newer systems that are coming out in the market. Perfect. Next question. Next question is about our third co-founder. I will take the question on behalf. Keshav, when I said multiple exchanges and multiple tokens, he has been he's been running his own startup before he joined Zeebu, and that is where he successfully launched and helped many international folks launch their projects. In fact, as we speak, he is right now just landed in an airport for a very strategic customer meeting, and he kind of leads all the strategic initiatives, especially when it comes to the telecommunication carrier side industry and the business and the strategy for them. Next question, Raj. The next question is. How does Zeebu's on-chain invoice settlement platform benefit telecom carriers in terms of cost savings and efficiency?
Right, absolutely. So I dove into this earlier, but I'm happy to kind of recycle that information. Right. So, um, take your traditional banking transaction, right? If it's an international wire payment, it can range from at the cheapest, probably $75. It can go all the way up to $250 per transaction, right? Now let's incorporate time value of money as well, wherein it's taking 96 hours in emerged markets and up to 16 days really on emerged markets. The time value there is crucial, right? Especially as a telecom carrier, when a majority of them operate on a credit line basis or credit contract with other carriers or operators. Now, what happens is if they're delayed on payment, the partner carrier or operator is forced to change partners. Number one. Now, when they change partners last minute, the quality of your call goes down dramatically, right? So this is a problem unto the end user. It doesn't stay at the B2B level. So if you've noticed, sometimes you're making an international call, there's a couple extra beeps, right? And the call quality may be incredibly low compared to the call you made 10 minutes before, right? This is because one of the carriers defaulted on their credit line payment. And in most of the cases, it's not because they don't have the liquidity to do it. It's simply because banks aren't enabling them in order to do it on time. Right. So with Zeebu, all of the payments are real time, wherein any default has nothing to do with the liquidity crunch at this point.
Cool. That's great. The next question is, can you shed some light on the recent 25 million pre-sales funding secured by Zeebu and its impact on the company's growth?
Absolutely. Look, I mean, at seed capital, 25 million is an incredible number. We are very thankful to have it. And of course, it doesn't just have to do with how the liquidity enables us. It's also about team morale, right? Knowing that you are a well-funded startup, especially in the sector that we're in, where raising funds reliably is relatively difficult. Where a lot of tokens are going for ICOs, they might not be compliant with regulations. In our case, we have a proper use case, proper business case. Sorry, and we were able to raise on that basis uh, through a private token sale. And now, as far as the actual company growth goes, our roadmap has been incredible. We, as of today, we've processed $96 million in transactions on the platform in just a little bit over 4 months. By halfway through next week, we are going to hit our $100 million milestone, which is going to be incredible for the company. And that 25 million has also brought us uh, to onboard 150 um, businesses on the platform as users, through whom we are projecting to do about $1.8 billion in transactions over the next 10 to 11 months.
Fabulous. Uh, are there any regulatory challenges or considerations that Zeebu faces in implementing its solutions in different parts of the world?
Yeah, look, I mean, there's two components to Zeebu, right? Or three, really. We're a financial technology company. We're a neobank, and we are also a blockchain. We're a company that's utilizing blockchain for our value transfer and store of value application. Right. So the regulatory concerns mostly stay on the blockchain side, as that's the trend with the industry right now. There's a lot of lack of clarity. But with the recent regulations such as MICA, it's becoming much better for businesses like us that have true utility, that are fully compliant with the regulation, and are not using these tokens in order to maybe get the better of, let's say, crypto investors, quote unquote. For us, our primary use case is our users, and that's where the token is focused. Hence, we don't have any regulatory concerns any more than any other blockchain company out there, and even on that spectrum, we're on the lower end. Where since we are really focused on a business case, it's less of a concern for us.
Perfect. Um, Guys, I know you are as excited as we are, and I know you have a lot of questions as well. I have 54 questions in the backlog, and I don't think we will be able to answer all of them because given the limited time we have for this. So I will start picking questions in the random order, and I will start. Probably make it like a rapid fire round with my founder, and then we kind of take it from there. For those of you whose questions are not being answered, and for those of you who are not able to give clarifications, we will definitely reach back to you, or we will post all the responses in the comment sections below. Um, Thank you. So, Raj, the next question is, what is coming up next for Zeebu, and what are we looking forward to?
Right. So we have an extensive roadmap, everything from technology and to commercial use case to Zeebu, right? So far, it's been a little bit over 4 months with the payment settlements platform. It's incredibly successful with about $96 million in transactions processed. Along with that, we are rolling out our neobanking services, which would include store value and fiat, utilizing blockchain for money rails, credit, lending, right, and potentially also our factoring product, wherein uh, let's say carrier A owes carrier B $100,000, right? Now, carrier B might just be able to sell that invoice to Zeebu, take, let's say, $1,000 cut, and carrier A's invoice would be owed directly to Zeebu now. But the good thing is we have strong insurance partners. So even if carrier A defaults in that payment, Zeebu has nothing to worry about and makes $1,000 from that transaction. Right. Now, a good part of this is we're also going to roll this out as our B2C product, when retail token holders will be able to utilize their token for lending purposes directly between carrier A and the token holder, wherein Zebu just catalyzes that technologically, right, without being a true manager of that transaction. Um,
Perfect.
Along with that, sorry to cut you off, Raghav. As you know, we have an extensive roadmap, difficult to cover
Yeah,
quick.
I
Uh,
know.
Along with that, we are also positioning Zeebu Labs, which is not going to be focused on investments, rather creating a ecosystem that adds value together and grows together, right? So we have currently set a threshold of sectors and industries that Zeebu wants to invest into, specifically startups, wherein Zeebu could provide those startups business and vice versa on both sides, and all of the companies that are going to be in the Zeebu Labs ecosystem will add value to each other. It's very creatively designed. We have been very careful on how we are going to control the flow of funds and the true utility that each company brings to each other. Right. And along with that, this is Raghav's kind of baby. It's his Zeebu Club, right? Zeebu Club. Actually, Raghav, I want you to dive into Zeebu Club, right?
Absolutely. So we are extremely thrilled and excited to, all three of us to announce about the Zebu Club. Zebu Club is an exclusive experience that we will be providing for all the Zebu fam. Whether you hold, one token, 100 token, 1,000 token, million tokens, you're all part of the Zebu Club. You will soon start hearing the announcements while we are, yet to come out with the announcement. In the kitchen back end, we are kind of preparing some of the exclusive handpicked offerings for all of you, and we will be super excited to announce Zebu Club. The rollout should happen in probably next a month or two, in terms of the announcements and in terms of the enrollments. Stay tuned, guys. I know you are all part of our community and you are already part of our Telegram, Twitter. You will hear more announcements about Zebu Club. But yeah, as Raj said, a lot of exciting stuff coming out, and it is hard to do it at a rapid fire round. Um, yeah, I'll pick up the next question. Guys, thank you so much for all the positive comments, and I know you're loving the responses. Raj, there are a lot of good positive comments pouring in for you, for Keshav. People are saying, "Oh, Raj is so intelligent. He's amazing. He's great." So thank you, guys. Continue to pour in those positive sentiments. It motivates our founders to march forward in a very steady pace. Thank you, and continue to keep pouring in the love. The next question is, where is Zeebu currently listed, and what are the other exchanges that we are planning to list in the future?
So we've taken a very strategic approach with our exchange listings, right? So for most tokens, the goal is to get as much volume, as much retail participation, and essentially from a speculator perspective, they drive their listings, right? For Zeebu, it's been important to reach its user base because if our users cannot get efficient access to the token, they won't be able to transact on the platform, and lack that creates a discrepancy in our user experience, which is the most important part, the most important factor for Zeebu as a company, right? So initially, we listed on LBank and MEXC. You can check it out. We just got listed on Bitforex today, and soon, I this week we are also getting listed on Bitmart with a few other T1 exchanges to come.
Perfect. Currently, what are the how many blockchains is Zeebu live on?
So, like I said, we minted our initial supply on Ethereum mainnet, and a certain amount of it is pegged to Binance Smart Chain.
Perfect. Guys, thank you so much. I can see the comments pouring in, and thanks. Continue to encourage us. Very very humbled to see all these positive sentiments that are coming in. I promise you, we will try to cover as many questions as possible, even if that means extending it a little bit. Um, how does Zeebu envision the future of telecom carrier industry with the integration of blockchain technology? I think you have kind of answered this, Raj, right?
Yeah, right, right.
Um, how does Zeebu ensure increased security and decentralized control for telecom carriers?
Right, absolutely. So happy to jump into that. As mentioned, our smart contracts, for starters, are audited by CertiK. We are currently in the process of finding other companies to audit our smart contracts because any amount of security auditing can never be enough, right? It's very, very important to stay secure. It's such a technologically driven business, wherein bad actors are very, very willing to spend their time on trying to get value out of you in all the wrong ways. Along with that, as far as decentralized control goes, um, our payment settlements platform is almost a decentralized application. I'm saying this off the record, right? In the sense that uh, it's not truly a decentralized application, but the way it operates might as well be, where the telecom carriers acquire the tokens from the exchanges, come to the platform, set up their wallets, force their KYC to MyBead, which is why it's not actually a D app, but it operates like one. Um, and once they're KYC'd and KYC'd, it's as simple as on-ramping their token into the wallet, right? And waiting for the other party to initiate a payment request. As soon as the counterparty initiates a payment request, it's just a click of a button away to initiating the transaction, transferring the value. Now, let's say the counterparty has decided that they only want to receive their funds in stablecoin. We have an auto swap feature where the store of value is purely done in stablecoin or Zeebu.
Awesome. Awesome. Next question by Tejas. We are loving the Zeebu ambassador programs. We are enjoying it. What are the next upcoming campaigns for the community, and can you shed more light on it? Let me take this, Raj.
Yeah.
Um, Thanks, Tejas. Yeah, the whole intent, um, the co-founders and founders, Raj and Keshav, wanted the ambassador program and further engagement was to make sure that our biggest supporters, our strongest cheerleaders, our community members A, feel involved, B, get rewarded, and C, are hand in glove with all the progress and improvements that happen. I'm sure you might have seen this in very few projects. Some of the most critical updates are first given to our community members before we go out to press, before we talk to the media and all of that. The icing on the cake is what we just announced, Zeebu Club. Guys, I'm telling you, stay tuned. This is something that has never happened in the past. An exclusive club for all our community folks is getting ready, and trust me, you will, no matter which part of the world you are in, you will have something phenomenally amazing to look forward to as part of the Zeebu Club members. So that's what we have in store for community folks. Thank you guys. Thanks again. I see a lot of cheers coming in, and thank you. And this is what keeps us going, and this is what enables us to do our best. Um, Raj, I'll go to the next question. It says, can you elaborate if there are any specific benefits for small and mid-sized telecom carriers for using Zeebu?
Right. I mean, I'm glad you asked that because we are primarily positioning ourselves to small and mid-sized telecom carriers, right? T1 carrier operators have a lot of benefit in joining Zebu as well. But the problem with small and mid-sized telecom carriers is that they are working with a lower amount of liquidity. So in order to produce revenue and margin, they have to rotate the same amount of liquidity over and over again. But the second their money's stuck in the bank and not being put to work, um, they lose out on the margin, revenue, and profits that they can be generated. Right now, with Zeebu, they can rotate that amount of liquidity on a real time basis, which is why targeting small and mid sized carriers is the primary focus of ours.
Awesome, awesome. Um, I know my other co-founder Keshav is listening in. Thank you guys for pouring in so much of love for Keshav Pandya, the COO and co-founder of Zeebu. Um, Truly grateful to all the support you guys are showing. On to the next question: how does Zeebu differentiate itself from any other blockchain solutions that are available in the industry for telecom carriers?
I mean, that's a funny question. If anything, it's is that there's not that many blockchain solutions offered for telecom carriers, right? There were a few companies that came out. Rather than naming them, you guys are welcome to look it up. It's I can count them on one of my hands, right? There's not that many solutions out there, but Zebu differentiates in the sense of that we truly understand the telecom carriers, their operational needs, and the users themselves who are legacy based, and rather have chosen to not adapt at as fast of a rate as other industries to the blockchain applications, right? So, with that understanding, we created our payment settlements platform with an incredibly easy to follow user interface and without adding any technical hiccups that a person with a lower set of technical skills might face, right? So that's really how we are focusing towards telecom carriers. And as I mentioned, we are really solving a key issue in the market today, which is cost and efficiency of transactions amongst carriers and carrier operators. You're on mute, Raghav. Raghav, you are on mute.
I'm sorry. Thanks, Raj. So I was just talking to Sammy. Sammy, thank you so much. I know we are as excited as you are for Zeebu Club, and trust me, we may have to host a completely new or a separate 1 hour session with all our community, all you lovely guys. For explaining the benefits of Zeebu Club. Just stay tuned. We will come back to you with further details and announcements. Okay, we will get back to questions again, Raj. Do you have any plans of extending Zebu use cases beyond invoice settlements?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, as I said, we're positioning Zeebu as a neobank, right? So it won't just be invoice settlements; it'll be store value, crediting, lending, um, even maybe staking and factoring services, right? So that's for the Zeebu neobank part. Now, along with that, we also have Zeebu Labs, where we're going to be hosting hackathons, pitch days, and actively investing and joining hands with multiple startups in the ecosystem. Um, and also, more about Zeebu Club is the whole idea behind Zeebu Club is that today we see a lot of events and goods and products be inaccessible for the average Joe, let's say, right? Simply because they usually oversubscribe. And as soon as they oversubscribe, they're being sold on the secondary marketplaces at a premium, right? With Zebu Club, what we are aiming to do is create a ecosystem of members that sort of create the sustainability of the project together in order for Zebu to procure these events, goods, and products in advance and be able to distribute those to the community at a discounted rate.
Absolutely. Um, is there anything that any other industry that you are looking forward to pivot after telecom carriers engagement? Basically, the question is, what other industries are we looking at?
The other industries, I mean, we're going after a large chunk of the finance and banking industry itself, with Zebu Neobank specifically, right? And along with that, we are also trying to engage ourselves into venture capital and also events and marketing.
Amazing. Um, So, guys, I think thank you so much. I know we have kind of extended our timeline. I will probably take last two questions. I know there are about 20 other questions that are left unanswered, but trust me, you are all part of our community. We will be more than happy to answer questions there, on our Telegram channels, and stay tuned. We will come back with more information. Next question is, can you share your insights into the future roadmap of Zebu building more platforms and services? Um, yeah, I mean, in terms of, so there is nothing called more platforms or services. We are looking at enhancing and increasing the robustness of our platform right now. This is to make sure that our telecom carriers and our existing customers benefit significantly from what we have to offer for them. All right, last question for the evening. Once again, before we conclude, I wanted to thank all of you for all the comments that have come in. This really means a lot to everyone at Zeebu. The last question is, can you discuss about partnerships and collaborations that you have, and do you have any telecom equipment manufacturer collaborations? Raj, you want to take the last one?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So with our factoring services, we are actually trying to go after telecom equipment collaborations, right? Because with tower companies, one of the major issues is even though the customer may be a AAA company such as AT&T, Verizon, Etisalat, Vodafone, or Singtel, right? The vendors are smaller sized. And even though the customer is a AAA company, they contractually don't have to pay the vendor for 15, 30, 45, or 90 days. And that can create a liquidity crunch for the vendor, right? So with our factoring service, we can expedite that liquidity crunch, and the cost they bear is generally much less than the time value of money of having that liquidity again in order to procure their raw materials to continue their vendor services.
Brilliant, Raj. Thank you. Thank you so much. Guys, once again, stay tuned. This is just the beginning of the interactions we have started with the community. You will continue to see more such interactions with both my co founders, Raj Brahmabat and Keshav Pandya. You will see them more often in all the events. For those of you who are in Dubai, who are attending the events over the next couple of weeks, be it WBS, be it other summits. We are all there. We are speaking there. We also have Raj speaking at the Australia's crypto convention that is happening from 12th of November. So the folks from Australia who are there, we would love to see you there. There are series of events lined up in the Middle East and Dubai region where we have my co-founder Keshav Pandya and COO who will be speaking at these events. Truly looking forward for your support and continue to pour in all these comments, and we will see you soon on the next catch up. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, evening, night, wherever you are, whichever part of world you are in. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I just kind of wanted to reemphasize what Raghav said, that we truly value our community, right? Which is really why we're coming out with Zeebu Club, when we want to increase our community participation and give back to the community as well with our expertise in the industries, such as Rush, right? Raghav really understands events, management, marketing, and he really understands how to procure goods at a discounted rate. So, without trying to create too much value for Zeebu itself, we're going to render these services in order to create value for its community. So, thank you everyone for being so loyal and being here with us today.